Have you been thinking about buying a pickup truck? Here's 7 things you might want to consider before you do. Guys, this is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series. I'm also going to do a video about why you do need a truck. That way you guys don't just think I'm turning on you. So I hope you guys will like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right guys, the first thing you want to consider before buying a pickup truck is going to be gas mileage. Now I actually just did a gas mileage test on this truck, and honestly, while the results didn't really surprise me, you know, they're still pretty disappointing. I think combined I get a little less than 14 miles to the gallon in this truck, doing a little bit of city and highway driving. And just with that number, you know, there's plenty of cars out there that can easily double that number. So, you know, for a lot of people, unless you really need a truck, you could be potentially paying double the amount in gas than what's really necessary. Depending on how much of a commute you guys have, that could be an extra couple $1,000s a year. Now, the second reason you don't need a truck is you don't actually tow or haul anything. Now guys, I'm plenty guilty of this myself. I bought my truck with grand plans that I was gonna get, you know, a project car, and you know, I'd be able to tow it to the racetrack. Even right now, I'm thinking about buying a boat, which if I do, this thing will be very handy. And you can see I do haul a little bit of stuff in the back every now and then. This is probably about 10 bags of mulch. But honestly guys, you could fit the same thing in the back of pretty much any SUV, minivan. Heck, you could probably fit it in the trunk of most cars. And for those of you that don't tow anything, but maybe you like to pick up little street finds like this, little free dresser, or maybe this little table, it is nice to have a truck when you find things like that. But just remember, you can rent a U-Haul truck, just a regular pickup truck, for like 20 bucks a day, I think. Or at the very least, you can get it for a couple hours. The third thing we're going to talk about is interior space. Now yes, there is a lot of room in the back seat. That's one thing I really do love about this truck. I can fit in it comfortably. I've got plenty of knee room. But the space isn't always as usable as you might like it to be. While there is good seating room in the front and the rear, plenty of room to fit, you know, rear facing car seats if you have a family. But if you're on a road trip and you have 4 or 5 people sitting in here, all of a sudden you have no room left for your luggage. As you can see, I have a lot of junk that ends up kind of piling up in the back floor. A lot of trucks will have storage under the seats here. Unfortunately for me, I have a car seat on the one that actually has storage under it. And under the seat I can still open, I've got the factory subwoofer. So if you guys have a family, you've got kids with car seats that aren't the easiest things to take in and out, that's something you're going to have to consider, like I said, interior storage. So it can be a little bit of a pain keeping things organized. And that's going to bring me into my 4th point. Now for a lot of people, the bed is the main selling point of a truck, and rightly so. But I'm going to admit, for a lot of you, it's probably not the best storage option. First off, if you're trying to actually road trip in your car, you're going to want to get some kind of a bed cover. Now this one's like a 3-piece folding unit. Cost me about 800 bucks. You can get cheaper little roll-out Velcro ones, but if you want one like this that's actually a little bit secure, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. And on top of that, these things aren't 100% weatherproof. Now the bed cover I got, it does come with drain holes and things like that, but what happens is the rain, it kind of catches in these rails right here. The weather stripping does a pretty good job of keeping most of it out, but it's not 100%. I think if you were really trying to keep 100% of the rain out, you'd have to get one of those, you know, the painted fiberglass, you know, full folding covers. But I don't really care for those because I feel like you lose a lot of the functionality of your bed because you can only raise it so high. Unlike a trunk, you can fit a lot of stuff in the bed of a truck, but a lot of it's also going to slide all the way back, which means it's going to be a lot harder to access. And even if you get a cover like this one, they're not necessarily the most secure things in the world. All you have to do to pop this one open is grab a little cable right here. And I've seen plenty of videos where people just stick in a coat hanger, grab that little hook, and then all of a sudden they're in the bed of your truck. The number 5 reason you don't need a truck is now all of your friends, they're all gonna need a favor. Now for some of you that might be good, for some that might be bad. I like to help out people when I can, but sometimes it's also a little inconvenient. Someone's always moving somewhere and they need your help at least moving the heavy stuff. Nobody wants to spend the 20 bucks a day to rent a truck themselves, so they just want to ask you to do it for free and not give you anything for it. The number 6 reason you don't need a truck, these things are huge. Now me, I've got a pretty standard 2-car garage. We keep some stuff in here in storage. My truck, it honestly, it barely fits in here. I can get the door closed, but you can forget about walking around the truck or doing anything else in the garage for that matter. And not only are you gonna have trouble parking in your own garage or your driveway, but you're gonna have trouble in pretty much every parking space everywhere you go. Half-ton trucks like this one, they're pretty much gonna be longer than any standard parking space out there. You'll probably only have a few inches within the white lines between where your tires are, and you're gonna have to get used to backing in a lot. And if you're like me and you eat a little too much fast food, you're gonna have a little more trouble in drive-through lines. And my number 7 reason you don't need a truck is, honestly, in my opinion, they're just not that fun to drive. Now it is nice to sit up high and have a good commanding driving position, but if you're like me and you like cars that are a little more sporty, faster, you want something that's a little more pleasurable to drive on your daily commute, the truck just might not be your best bet. Now I have done some suspension mods to my truck, which definitely help when it comes to body roll and things like that. But obviously this thing's no Corvette. And I never expected this truck to be anything it isn't. I didn't expect to race it around, but cruising around and just sort of driving for joy is something that I used to do a lot, but ever since I've got my truck, I realize I don't really do it anymore. And that's one of the main reasons I'm honestly not sure how much longer I'm gonna keep this thing. Now I know a lot of you guys probably subscribe to learn more about this truck, and I don't want you guys to worry. I've still got a lot of videos to make before this thing goes anywhere. But this channel is all about me sharing my experience with cars. And I'm not sure a truck is the right car for me right now. Now guys, I wanted a truck for a very long time. If you want to try one, you think you enjoy having one, go out and buy one. I'm not trying to talk anyone out of buying a truck. What I'm trying to do is help the people that think they want a truck, but really haven't thought it through that much, trying to prevent them from buying a vehicle they're not really going to enjoy. My F-150 has been very good to me. It's been a really solid truck. And honestly, if I had all the money in the world, I'd always own a pickup truck. But right now, unless I do decide to buy a project car or a boat or something like that, you know, the truck, all the features that it really adds, you know, having the towing capacity, being able to haul things in the back, they're just kind of wasted assets. It's a big vehicle. It's not always the most practical thing to drive and get around town on a daily basis. So before you guys go out and buy a truck, really consider what you need one for. And I hope you consider these 7 tips. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Those are my 7 reasons why I don't think you need a pickup truck. Do you think I'm wrong? Let me know in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care.